woman rotates with her womb around the earth every 28 days. She rides the moon cycle around this earth every 28 days. Recognize, we dip into that lunar module, and that's where the light comes from.
This is the demonstration.
The one thing that we could say about African peoples is that we left evidence of ourselves all over this planet.
This is the demonstration, and taking nothing away from the foundation. All of this that I'm sharing to you about, we come through the seed of the female.
The sperm of the male and the egg of the woman, they're both layered with melanin, so that when the sperm penetrates the egg, there is a melanin explosion. And that melanin helps to formulate the fetus within that egg. And that fetus is literally coated with the melanin substance. And that melanin substance then goes on to form the brain and the central nervous system. So every human being begins with a melanin explosion.
Female was here first.
And the concept of melanin is, it is black.
Female was here first.
In its nature. And we find it in the cosmos, we find it in the heavens, we find it in water, we find it in land, we find it in everything that exists.
Female was here first.
A female Komodo can still lay fertile eggs. No mate required. Other lizard females can do this, but they produce only female young. The Komodo is unique. She can give birth to her own future mates.
Once upon a time, a female Komodo dragon washed up on this island here. Now, she was alone. There were no other Komodo dragons there. But she laid a clutch of eggs and produced 5 viable offspring. And they're all males. Not twins, not clones, genetically distinct males. They're all males. Not twins, not clones, genetically distinct males.
You know what that means? You are not the father.
Alone, there were no other Komodo dragons there. She laid a clutch of eggs, and they're all males.
Female was here first.
Almost every church in Europe have a black Madonna and child.
We come into this world from the foundation of where we begin. A man has to go into the darkness to bring out light from that darkness to create life. Just like we go into our brains, which is another womb of darkness, and use what is inside the brain to create life. The brain is called Sophia because it is the first womb that we use. Just like woman is the womb that we use for creation. We create our mind like we create off our spine from knowing our womankind. Telling you, baby brothers gotta get up on this. They dig 6 times, this is 1. Black was here first.
Most of the great saints of Europe are black.
And then we mutated into white.
And that comes from the historical relationship to what we call the Permian Ice Age. That 10,000 years of glacial freezing that happened in Europe after the Africans who were the Grimaldi moved up there. And so,
as a matter of fact, Scotland is named after an Egyptian princess, Scotia. And the image that we have of Santa Claus is the rosy-cheeked European jolly guy, and that image was created sometime in the early 1800s. But the real Santa Claus was a man by the name of St. Nicholas. And when I do research about St. Nicholas, the real St. Nicholas, the further back I go, the blacker St. Nicholas gets. And when you look at pictures and portraits of St. Nicholas in museums in Europe, St. Nicholas is totally black. And there's a museum in Italy that has an old painting of St. Nicholas, and he has like dark skin, woolly hair. So people have to realize that the Santa Claus that we know and love today is based on a black saint from Europe.
Built the pyramids 20, 30, 40,000 years before.
You have a place that Native Americans call Cahokia. Today it's called Collinsville, Illinois. It's near St. Louis. This is where you have the largest pyramid in the Northern Hemisphere. It's called Monk's Mound.
Policy cans, decans. numbers, which created a great deal of wealth.
Policy is what you know today as the state lottery.
First game is pick 3.
Only in the first half of last century, it was the single biggest economic engine in the black community. It began with a guy named Policy Sam Young, who came to Chicago in 1885.
Police would drive Sam Young off the street and into the Emporium, an elaborate saloon owned by Black Precinct Captain John Mush Mouth Johnson. A master politician and skillful businessman, was also known for his legendary generosity.
So what we're talking about are men in those days who were about the business of uplifting the black race. A racketeer, which is what the policy kings were, live with a gun to protect what they have.
We had a motto, and the motto went like this: don't spend your money where you can't work. Policy kings, the kings, the numbers, the numbers, the numbers.
Woman rotates with her womb around the earth every 28 days. She rides the moon cycle around this earth every 28 days. We dip into that lunar module. We dip into that lunar module. Recognize, without that 13, it wouldn't be a human being.